It's July 5th, 2024. Happy 4th of July. It's Tego Venturi with the Venturi Group of Real Broker. Looking at the June market data that just came in from last month, we can take a look at what's going on with the housing market here in Albuquerque and break it down like I always do, bring some context in so you just don't have some raw data that kind of doesn't mean anything without the context. So let's take a look at it and we'll go through the numbers and what I'm seeing here in the market. All right, first and foremost, closed sales. I think this is kind of the headline, something along the lines of home sales sluggish over last year, over the last, well, really year and a half, almost 2 years now. Home sales have continued to be sluggish. Of course, we're coming off some of these all-time high home sales years like 2020, 2021, and half of 2022. I want to show you this chart. And so, let me show you this here first. 816 homes, that's down 14% from last year. Let's look at it one other way. We're going to look at it at the last 3 years in June. So this year, 24, is down 14.5% in the number of sales from June of 23. And 23 was down 20.6% from June of 22. So, well, here, let me jump to another chart here. I'm gonna do a little bit longer trend, and sorry, bear with me while I make this change. All right, 10 years. We're looking at 10 years of home sales. We're looking at a 12-month rolling number of homes sold in the Albuquerque market. Big picture. So right now, as of June, in the last 12 months, we've had 9,526 homes that sold. You go back to June of 21, we peaked out at about 15,000 or just over 15,000 homes that sold. So big difference over the last few years. You can see the drop in this chart. We have to go back to 2014 to see something similar in annualized sales. So home sales continue to be slow, I'm going to say, or at least flat. Does that mean prices aren't going up? No, and we're going to look at that here in just a second. But let's jump over to the pending data. I want to go back to monthly pending, and we have 966 homes that went pending, so that's 12% over last year. So there is activity out there. It's not super strong, but there is activity happening and people are putting homes under contract. Pending sales are obviously, these are homes that will now close here in the next month or two. So we'll see how that plays out as we go through the summer. All right, new listings, that's the number of people putting homes on the market. The number of people listing their homes is way down. If you go back here to 2014, you can see through 14, 15, all the way up to 2019 almost, the number of people listing their homes for sale was very consistent in this, 18, 16, 17,000 a year. And right now we're about 12,000 a year. So people aren't selling as often. They're staying put. They've got good mortgage rates. They've got good housing payments. So people are not selling as much as they used to, and they're staying in their homes longer. I think that's going to stay that way until we get a break in these high mortgage rates, at least traditionally high for, let's say, the last 15 years. So let's jump over to pricing. I know everybody wants to know what's going on with pricing. All right, median sale price. I'm going to put this in monthly, and you can see the trend here in this chart. We're at $355,000 is the median price. So half the homes sold for more, half the homes sold for less in June of 24. That is a 1.4% increase versus last year. So it's weak when you look at it from a year over year standpoint, and it's actually down from May. And if we look at the average number, though, it's actually at a new all-time high at 415,000, and that's a 3% increase. Now let's look at price per square foot, because this tells a story that I think is really the true story, which is home prices from a price per square foot standpoint hit a new all-time high in June. That's $211. That's a 5.5% increase from last June. What I'm seeing is that smaller homes, more affordable homes are selling, and So what that's doing is it's driving up the price per square foot. At the same time, median price, not so much. We're still seeing annual year-over-year price appreciation. I'm going to jump over to some other charts here to show you a little bit of context on this. But one of the things that I've been seeing and I wanted to show you, and sorry, I've just got the raw data here, the raw charts to show you. But in June, just as of last week, 44% of all the homes that are on the market have taken a price reduction. That's a high. If you look at these charts, this is the last 3 years of the homes that, how many have taken a price reduction, and you can see this year is high. It's really the highest we've seen at this time of year. Does that mean home prices are going down? No, it means that people are reducing price because maybe they got a little bit ahead of the market. And let's just do a little crystal ball here. If we look at the price of the homes that are pending sales and how they compare to the price of the same group at the same time of year last year, pending sales, you can see price per square foot is about 5% higher than it was a year ago. These are homes that are in pending status, which means they'll be closing here again over the next 30, 45, even 50 days are homes that are going to close. So right now it does look like we're going to see continued year-over-year price appreciation. I'm not sure about the month-to-month. Usually home prices peak out this time of year, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. There's always more to cover. I wanted to give you just a big picture. You can follow me. I'm always putting out additional data, more context on what's going on with the housing market. Thanks for watching. If you need to reach us, we're the Venturi Group of Real Broker, 505-448-8888. Have a great 4th of July weekend. Take care.